age things question, but back when you hosted The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Mr. President.
It's 2025, and the world's a messier place than my weave after a night at the club. Trump's back in the White House, strutting around like he's the lovechild of a peacock and a used car salesman, while the internet's buzzing with the kind of drama that makes your group chat look like a monastery. Some reporter, probably sweating through their blazer, decides to throw a curveball at a press conference, asking Trump about his old buddy Diddy, Sean Combs, the Bad Boy Records kingpin who's now neck-deep in legal quicksand so thick it could swallow a yacht. Back in the day, Trump called Diddy a good friend, probably while they were sipping overpriced champagne at some gaudy Mar-a-Lago bash. But now, Diddy's facing allegations that make a soap opera look like a PBS documentary, and the reporter wants to know, would Trump pardon him? Now let's set the stage, because this moment is peak 2025 absurdity. Trump, the man who's never met a question he couldn't dodge like it's a tax audit, is out here doing what he does best, tap dancing around the truth like it's a TikTok challenge. He's not saying yes, he's not saying no, he's just vibing in that liminal space where accountability goes to die. The liberal in me is screaming, cackling, and throwing glitter in the air, because this is what happens when you let a reality TV star run the country twice. You get a press conference that feels like a fever dream scripted by a Roomba with a vendetta. Trump's out here acting like he's barely heard of Diddy, like they didn't used to clink glasses and trade compliments back when The Apprentice was must-see TV. And the pardon question? It's like asking a fox if he'll let the hen out of the coop. Good luck getting a straight answer. This whole saga is a neon-lit allegory for the state of America, where fame, power, and legal troubles collide like a three-car pileup on the information superhighway. Trump is not just dodging the question, he's dodging the entire concept of responsibility, spinning a web of vagueness so intricate it could be a couture gown at Fashion Week. And the liberal in me. I'm here for the chaos, but I'm also exhausted, because this is what we've come to. A president who treats serious questions like they're optional side quests in a video game, while the rest of us are just trying to survive the plot twists. Let's rewind to the good old days when Trump and Diddy were pals, probably swapping stories about private jets and gold-plated egos. Back in 2012, Trump was out here calling Diddy a good friend, which in Trump-speak means someone who's useful to me until they're not. Fast forward to 2025, and Diddy's legal troubles are making headlines louder than a bass drop at a Bad Boy reunion tour. Allegations of serious misconduct, details murky, but the vibes are grim, have turned Diddy from a cultural icon to a cautionary tale. And Trump, he's acting like he barely remembers the guy, like Diddy's just some dude he met at a gas station once. The liberal in me is cackling so hard I'm spilling my oat milk latte, because this is peak Trump, loyalty as flexible as a yoga instructor on a juice cleanse. He's out here claiming their friendship busted up when he ran for politics, like Diddy ghosted him over a policy disagreement. Baby, please, Diddy didn't ditch Trump because of politics. He probably just got tired of the late-night voicemails about crowd sizes. But Trump's spinning this narrative like he's a scorned lover, acting like Diddy's nasty statements in the press broke his heart. It's giving daytime talk show drama, and I'm eating it up with a side of popcorn. What's wilder is how Trump frames this as a consequence of his political glow-up. He's like, I became a different person when I ran for politics, and now I do what's right, screams in glitter. Doing what's right? Honey, you're the guy who tried to trademark truth while tweeting alternative facts. The audacity is so thick you could build a wall with it and make Mexico pay for it. Trump's out here acting like he's ascended to some higher moral plane, when really he's just playing the same game he's always played. Loyalty is a one-way street, and if you're not boosting his brand, you're out of the VIP list. The liberal in me is gagging, because this is what power looks like in 2025. A man who can rewrite history faster than you can say fake news, while the rest of us are just trying to keep up. Now let's get to the meat of this mess, the pardon question. The reporter's like, hey, Mr. President, would you pardon your old pal Diddy? And Trump, ever the master of saying nothing while talking forever, launches into a monologue that's less an answer and more a performance art piece. He's like, nobody asked, but people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. Who's thinking about it, Donald? Your hairdresser, the Secret Service, the voices in your head. This man's out here acting like he's got a psychic hotline to the nation's thoughts, when really he's just stalling like a kid who didn't do his homework. The liberal in me is twirling through this chaos like it's a pride parade, because this is Trump's superpower, the ability to dodge a question so hard it ends up in another dimension. He's not saying he'd pardon Diddy, but he's not saying he wouldn't. He's just floating in this ambiguous space, talking about how he hasn't followed the case closely, how he hasn't spoken to Diddy in years, how he'd look at the facts. Look at the facts. Baby, the last time you looked at facts, you called them alternative and threw them in the shredder. This is a man who treats evidence like it's optional, like choosing between ketchup or mustard at a hot dog stand. And then there's the kicker. Trump's like, it's not a popularity contest. Cackles in liberal, not a popularity contest. So your entire career is a popularity contest. You built your brand on TV ratings, Twitter likes, and rally crowd sizes. You're the guy who measures success by how many people chant your name. The idea that you'd make a pardon decision based on some noble pursuit of justice is like me believing I can afford a Birkin on a barista's salary. Trump's out here acting like he's above the drama when he's the one stirring the pot with a golden ladle. And the liberal in me? I'm screaming, because this is what happens when you let a reality star run the country. Every decision feels like a plot twist in a bad sitcom. Let's zoom out, because this ain't just about Trump and Diddy. It's about the whole rotten system that lets powerful men skate through life like it's a slip and slide. From the liberal perspective, this moment is a neon-lit billboard screaming everything that's wrong with America in 2025. Trump's dodging the pardon question isn't just about Diddy. It's about how power protects power, how the elite play by different rules, how a former president can toy with the idea of pardoning a celebrity without ever engaging with the actual allegations. It's giving oligarchy, it's giving cronyism, it's giving rules for the but not for me. Diddy's legal troubles, serious, messy, and still unfolding, are a reminder that fame doesn't equal innocence. But Trump's response, it's a reminder that power doesn't equal accountability. He's out here acting like he's above it all, like he's some impartial judge weighing the scales of justice, when really he's just playing to the crowd. The liberal in me is throwing shade so hard it's blocking out the sun, because this is what we've come to. A president who treats pardons like party favors, doling them out based on vibes, not facts. And the fact that he's even entertaining the question about Diddy. It's a slap in the face to everyone who believes the justice system should be more than a rich man's playground. This whole saga is a metaphor for the haves versus the have-nots. Trump and Diddy, once buddies in the VIP section of life, are now on opposite sides of a legal chasm, but they're still playing the same game, using fame, connections, and charisma to dodge the consequences that regular folks would face. The liberal in me is screaming, because this is what systemic inequality looks like. Two powerful men, one with the power to pardon, the other hoping for a lifeline, while the rest of us are just trying to pay rent and avoid getting cancelled on ex-Trump's vagueness isn't just a dodge. It's a flex. A reminder that he can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and we're all just spectators in his reality show. So where does this leave us in this glitter-dusted, unhinged liberal rant? It leaves us staring into the abyss of a country where power is a performance, justice is a suggestion, and the president treats serious questions like they're optional side quests in a game he's already won. Trump's dodge of the Diddy pardon question isn't just a moment. It's a microcosm of everything broken in 2025. It's the elite playing by their own rules, the media chasing clicks instead of truth, and the rest of us scrolling through the chaos like it's our job. The liberal in me is exhausted, but I'm also ready to fight, because this is what we're up against. A system that lets powerful men dodge accountability like it's a cardio workout, while the rest of us are just trying to survive the fallout. This whole mess is a call to action. We can't keep letting fame and power trump justice, pun intended. We can't keep treating pardons like party favors or legal troubles like plot twists. Diddy's case deserves scrutiny, not sound bites. Trump's response deserves pushback, not applause.